Welcome back. Carlos here, and I'm the Amish Matchmaker. Along with my wife, we are the Amish Matchmakers, and we help Amish singles to find godly spouses, develop epic marriages through our marriage mastery program, and then develop legacies and investment portfolios that are rooted in faith, freedom, and above all else, what is it? Love. Yep. That's right. Love. So, welcome back and glad to be here today with you and have this talk, daily talk of connection and accountability. Keeps me getting up, keeps you hopefully getting up. Hopefully, you're excited to meet me here every morning. And so we have a discussion about relationship and about love, what love looks like, what it looks like to create an epic life. It starts with relationships. It really does. And as you jump on here, give me a shout out. Tell me where you're tuning in from, what state, what country. I think yesterday we had some people that were from Italy, no, Europe or something. So glad you're here this morning. And cheers. If you got your coffee, say cheers. It's a good day. Yes, it is. It's a great day, my friend. I'm going to do the 5K with you, sir. Not sure that we will be ready. We may end up walking it, but we're going to do it anyways. That's next week. Next weekend. Not this coming weekend, but on February 14th, the Frosty 5K in Elkhart, Indiana. We'll be in Indiana for an event, Epic Intensive. Chantel and I are hosting an event then. I hope you guys can attend or be a part of that, man. We need to talk today. Sorry about Mondays. These days, it has been really epic with all that's going on. But I am really excited to announce we are training up our people to fill in while we're gone. And when we come back, we can just keep on developing the company of Nesbitt Repair. It's a beautiful journey. We've been hustling. I'm excited for what we're doing and how we're doing it to keep on doing, keep on going, keep on hustling, keep on working. It's good. It's very, very good. So, but how are you? You good? Thanks for tuning in. Cheers again. If you got your coffee, let me know. And also where you are tuning in from. It's always cool to see. Mr. Michigan Picker is tuning in from Indiana. Ken and Hope Mullet, amazing couple, power couple, part of our legacy leadership and supporting us as we grow and develop Epic Your Life. Dun, 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 dun. Well, we've been talking about relationships, of course, it's love talk, but specifically about date night, dun, 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 and planning date night, but even how to get to date night and even how to connect with people, build relationships, how to break the ice, connect. What are some of your ways? It's always super good. This proves that I'm live and proves that you're interacting and listening and that this may be somewhat valuable to you. But tell me about your how it is that you plan out your date night, or how it is that, or sorry, not before we get to date night, how it is that you break the ice to communicate with someone, a stranger, out to eat dinner, restaurant, or maybe you're hanging out at a Bible study, some kind of church meeting, some kind of gathering. Maybe it's a home event for the church, home study or something, or maybe it's a singles group, or maybe you're out there just some kind of activity in public and community. How do you break the ice? What is it that you say to break the ice with someone? Give me some phrases, give me some things that have worked for you, or maybe you don't. This is a good opportunity for people to share, and opportunity for you to understand and see the benefits of connection and communication and being willing to say hello to someone. Tell me about that, what that looks like for you in relationships, because we want to unpack what it is that's holding people back from connecting with others. And that's what we realize. Chantel and I were talking about this, how that is like the first step, the first battleground, the first barrier. It's the mind, of course. Um, and I know that there has been many people that we have worked with and talked with and helped through what we call triggers to triumph, that they will literally tell us, and it's been like, I mean, more than one or two. It's been like probably, I'd say, up to 50 to 60 people over the last 5 years even, that have told us that they just don't talk. They don't communicate well. They'd rather not speak. They'd rather not even like show their face, and they'd rather not communicate. They'd rather just listen and support and love. And it's interesting because, again, we know that it's culturally related. Being the Amish matchmakers and hanging out with the Anabaptists a lot the last 5 years. When I say a lot, I mean for the last 4 years, 5 years. This will be, it's 2026, so this will be our sixth year. Since 2020, we've been really connected to the Amish and developing the relationships there and working with them. 80% of our clientele, but a lot of it we know is cultural. And as we've worked with them, again, it is an interesting thing how many of them, their communication has been oppressed. Now, I know that happens with English as well, but I want to specifically talk about the fact that culturally, they're not allowed to ask questions. Culturally, they're told to not speak. It's not honoring, it's not polite to ask questions, or to, you're just supposed to follow directions. You're just supposed to do what you're told, and you're not supposed to even question authority, question leaders. And so then we work with them, and we're doing our best to help them find their voice, doing our best to help them to communicate well. And so you can imagine then, besides working with us, it's also then challenging for them to break the ice or communicate with others, have a conversation even. Hi, how are you? I mean, how about that? Hi, how are you? My name is Carlos. Like, and shake someone's hand. Like, that is so foreign to the Amish. It's like not a thing. It's not. It's it's awesome. Like, I remember when I asked Jesse Kaufman, as he is our partner in working with the Amish, and he is previously Amish, and he speaks Amish Dutch, I guess they call it. And I was like, okay, how do you greet someone? How do you say hello? And it's funny. I will tell you, like, when he taught me this, I have never. This is interesting. I'm just thinking about this. I've never really heard anybody use this, but it's we gates or we gates. V Gates or We Gates, or it's like it sounds very friendly and very kind, and it's and to greet with, and it's Dutch in a greeting. I'm probably butchering it, not saying it right. He's tried to help me say it several times. But the whole point is like, I've been around Amish. I've met Amish a lot. And that's not something they do. They don't reach out their hand to me and be like, now, here's the thing I've taught them and worked with them, is actually like saying hello and giving them a hug. And even that, for some of them, is still kind of awkward for so many of them. But they have grown used to me, and they do it, and they've learned how to say I love you and things like that too. But I'm just letting you know, like, imagine that usually it's not eye contact, there's no like initial greeting typically. I just am not heard it. I've watched, it's very interesting. I watch the culture too. Like they will leave and go to bed. Like we'll be hanging out as a group and they will go to bed and not even say goodnight. Don't even say goodnight. You don't even know that they went to bed. You're like looking around, you're like, hey, where's whose name can I use? Mr. Miller. How about Mr. Slave? Mr. Yoder. There's so many of them, right? But hey, where? Oh, Jesse. There you go. I'll use Jesse because he's my buddy and partner. I was like, oh, hey, where'd Jesse go? And you're like, I guess he went to bed. He doesn't say goodnight. There's no like love and affection, no goodnight hug or anything. Now it has changed with Jesse, of course, because he does it now. He's proactive and he's aware of it and he does it well. And but I know that it's interesting. Like a lot of the Amish that we do these epic intensives, and just to kind of go into that a little bit, what that looks like is we will rent a house with multiple rooms, multiple bathrooms, so we can all live together as one big family. And usually it's 10, 12. We try to limit to 10 people, and then usually a couple of assistants that help us. And so with Chantel and I and the two facilitators that we are working with or training or they're supporting us in that event, we'll have like 14 people, right? And so you figure 14 people and you're all living as one big happy family. So when we do this, it is interesting because I automatically let them know that like I try to be like the father of the home during that time. I'm like a father, a good father, every day, every morning. When you get up, I'm going to tell you good morning. I'm going to get up. I'm going to give you a hug. I'm going to tell you I love you. And every night before you go to bed, I'm going to try to do that as well. Get up, tell you good night, and I love you, and give you a hug. Like it's a good thing to create that atmosphere of love and honor and blessing and greeting people. So I say that because I recognize that as we work with you, the Amish, that's like step one, that you don't even really have a greeting. Now, if I'm wrong about this, let me know. But I've observed for the last 5 years, and I know I've been around thousands now in the last 5 years of Amish culture and Anabaptist culture, whether it's Amish or Mennonite, and there just isn't necessarily a formal greeting that they all do. Now, I will tell you, I've hung out with Jewish people, and they will say shalom. I've seen that. I've heard that. I've heard them say it when they come, when they go. Um, but I'm asking, like, I don't think there's really a greeting. Like, I know Jesse taught me V Gates or We Gates, but again, it's even that when he was telling me that, it was like, I don't know what is a greeting because there wasn't really one. So now, how do you then break the ice if you don't even have a habit or a muscle that allows you to even connect with people and say hello? Hi, how are you? Like it's that simple, people. Seriously. So how many new people will you meet today? One? One new person? Can you meet one new person today while you're out and working? Do you have a business or do you have ways to connect with people? Maybe you can comment on someone's Facebook post or something that you've never commented on. Maybe you can compliment someone today when you're out working or at the store and say, "You look nice today. How are you? Hi, how are you? It's a great day. Isn't the weather amazing outside?" Like, I know it's so lame to talk about the weather, but at least you're doing something to break the ice. It is an amazing thing, this thing called confidence, this thing called communication. And so we're going back into this because planning out a date and being able to communicate and connect with someone to even go on a date is like so far down the road so many times when I'm working with singles. And by the way, it's interesting. So recognizing, understanding that life is accumulation of cycles. Life is accumulation of habits. So if you don't create the habit before you're married, then it's very interesting that people just believe that, oh, I'm going to have this epic marriage and I'm going to be so awesome. We're going to go on dates and adventures and have lots of fun. Well, what makes you think you're going to do that if you didn't do it before you were married? Like, seriously, tell me why you think you would do that. All of a sudden, it's just going to happen. That's not how life is. Life is an accumulation of habits and cycles. So, knowing that life is an accumulation of habits and cycles, and that you can either create beneficial cycles or you can be stuck in negative, degrading, frustrating cycles, or plain old Jane and mundane cycles, like you get to choose. It's real, it's true. So, I just want to encourage you today. Like, what do you want? What do you want in life? What do you want to create? What do you want it to develop? It starts with hello, my name is Carlos. In a relationship, you got to connect first. And I'm wondering how many new relationships you actually have made. We used to do that. It's funny, and over the years we've asked questions and learned and connected with people, and we've learned there's much deeper issues, right, with the trauma and things they've gone through in their childhood, and an example of their parents, lack of love and affection, lack of connection and communication, which lowers their confidence and doesn't allow them to want to be committed to relationships. We've recognized that over the years, but I have to tell you, like, one of the things we did in the beginning was literally ask people that we were looking to work with, like, how many new connections have you made this last week? How many new connections did you make yesterday? How many new connections did you make this last month? And I will tell you, it's so fascinating to me, but it's real, that people that are lonely and single are literally not making any new connections. That was the correlation that we made. And after talking to like 1,000 people, seriously, we recognize that probably that question is not beneficial because it doesn't make someone feel very good when they realize and come to an awareness like, oh my gosh, I don't make any new friends. Oh my gosh, I haven't made any new connections in the last year, the last 6 months. I don't have any friends, and there's a reason why. I don't have any new friends, but I don't really have any friends or anybody I hang out with. I have cats or I have animals I hang out with. Like, that's real. It's a real thing that we find. Or I hang out with my mom or my sister or my brother or my siblings or my parents. I live with my parents still, and I hang out with them. That's all I do. Or I doom scroll on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook. I watch reels and shorts, and I don't communicate or connect with real people in person. Okay. Now I say all this because it's real. How many new friendships will you make this week? How many new connections? How many new people will you meet and get to know and have to practice the skill of communication by forming? FORM. It's an acronym, 4 letters. FORM. Family, occupation, recreation, message. Family, occupation, recreation, message. Family, occupation, recreation, message. Family, occupation, recreation, message. Can you remember that? If I do a silly song or something to help you remember, or maybe you just think I'm an idiot, that's fine. The point is my daughter and I wrote that song years ago when she was 4 years old. She's now 17, so 13 years ago. And again, helping her to learn that, but also it's a YouTube video. I have it. You can watch it. I could send it to you if you're interested, because it's all about questions to ask somebody. And she is a great communicator. She knows no stranger. She can connect and talk to anybody. And I'm very blessed and impressed, I should say. And I am very blessed and impressed about Chad and Jordan, the people that are working with us at Nesbitt Repair. Some of our good friends now. We're building relationships with them. Their new relationship in this last month that has become, we're becoming very close to them. I have lots of new relationships in this last month because of new people that we work with in our company. And we've had to get to know people and build a team. Like, it's real. And what I was super impressed with about Chad and Jordan and this young couple, well, young, I mean, 30s, 40s, I guess they're still young, yeah. But I was super impressed was their children. They say, did you say hello? And their children. Let's see. Oh, see, I'm gonna get to memorizing their ages. But I believe it's I want to say 6 or 7, all the way up to 13, I believe, 14, 13. And all of them shake your hand, smile, make eye contact. They do great. Little kids, children, and they're polite. They have good communication skills. They will have a conversation with you, talk your ear off, even. It's amazing. Obviously, their parents have taught them to be great communicators, taught them to ask questions and connect with people, taught them to have a voice. So it is very impressive to see that kind of stuff in relationships and connection. It starts with your childhood. So I understand that you may not know how to break the ice. You may not know how to connect with someone. And I get it. I get it. So that's why we're here. I want to help you to understand why that's so important. And it's interesting, like I've worked with Amish too that have great businesses because they do great work. They'll go talk to people and do estimates, right? Again, as long as it's formal, okay, I'm here to give you an estimate for your roof. Yeah, I've got this, and okay, I'll get it done. Here's your price, here's your estimate. And then they go do it. And people love that. So they hire him and keep hiring him, and then they tell their friends about him because they do great work. They're committed, they're faithful, they're reliable, they're amazing, to get the work done, and they get it done in a timely fashion. And you know what I mean? Like they're very legitimate that way when it comes to the culture, the Amish culture. Like that's ingrained in them to serve. That's their love language. Service, acts of service. That's their love language is gifts. So they want to give to the people they serve. They've been taught that. That's been ingrained in them. It's like their cultural core value is giving and serving. And they do it well. But you talk about touch, quality time, and then um, words of affirmation? No, no. I mean, those three things are frowned upon, looked down upon. What I just described, the five love languages. And I believe in those. To have a good, holistic understanding of love, those five love languages should be practiced by you for sure. And so if you are able to have great connections with people, it starts with, and great connections, deeper, more meaningful relationships with people, it starts with your words. It starts with hello, how are you? It starts with a smile. It starts with good eye contact. Hello, how are you? I'm Carlos. And not overbearing. One of the things I learned, and I'm grateful I broke that habit. Cheers. Was I used to be like intense with looking in people's eyes, and I would be intense and staring in their eyes and just really intense staring in their eyes. And they would be like, and I'd be like, okay, yeah. And I would just keep looking into their eyes. And I remember Chantel's like, that's so aggressive. You're leaning in and you're making eye contact. Somewhere along the line, I thought that was a good thing or something. And I used to do that, and it would really make people uncomfortable. And so I'm grateful to my wife, Chantel, who really helped me through that and to not be so aggressive when it comes to eye contact. So there is obviously a good way to make eye contact, smile, nod your head, communicate well, ask questions. Hi, how are you? How are you doing today? How's your day? It's a great day. You know what I mean? So it is always fascinating to work with people and help them in relationship skills, help them have the confidence to communicate and be committed. Like the three C's of love and intimacy are super powerful, and it is important. And so it does start with confidence. And a lot of people we work with, we say, look in the mirror and practice. Hi, how are you? Smiling, saying, hi, how are you? And even just smiling. Like people are often like, man, you're always happy. It's because I smile all the time. I do my best to smile because it's very inviting, it's very kind, it's very honoring, it's very loving to smile and make eye contact. Hi, how are you? And I'll walk through the airport smiling. And people, if you ever walk through the airport, people scowl at the airport. Everyone's standing in line. Everyone's like mad. And so again, it's interesting how that is. but I do my best walking through the airport to smile and walk and smile. And people are always like looking at me like, I've had people because I smile and I do my best to really like, you know, be engaged with people, smile, eye contact, and I will say hello, hi, and and if they make eye contact with me, I'll say hi, you know, good morning, good afternoon, and it's so funny. I have I've had people be like, "Are you an actor or something? Are you famous?" Like, I don't know what that means or why that is connected, but it's true. I've had people say that you look like that one guy off of Friends. Again, that was before the beard, but it is interesting how that does work and how people see what they want to see because you're smiling, you're inviting, and you're open and great at connecting, right? That's why I don't sit here like this while I'm talking to you. That is closed. That is you're closing and protecting your body. It's like defending your body, you know. I will have open hands when I talk and try to be more open and assertive in communication, even on video. And so again, it is interesting to watch body signals and watch body language as people are talking, but it does matter. It does matter subconsciously that you open your hands when you talk, that you're inviting, that you are smiling and making eye contact and occasionally leaning in or nodding your head. These are all great things for communication. So yesterday we did those cards. That was fun, you know, about connection and communication and asking questions. And I'm going to go back and watch the video from yesterday to see how many of you were watching live and see how many of you were watching the recording and made comments on that. Because there are certain things you can do to connect and get to know each other and activities you can do on date night. But I always want to revisit just the initial contact, breaking the ice out in public. You never know. If you see someone out in public, like you're at a grocery store, and you see, wow, you know, you're single, you see, you look at the ring hand, they don't have a ring. You could be friendly, even if they had a ring on. You could be friendly. It's good. Like, I want to break the stigma of people not connecting and communicating with each other. In the Bible, it says, love your neighbor as yourself. So, do you love yourself? That's first step. Maybe you don't. Maybe you don't even like yourself. We got to work on that. And maybe that's why you don't want to connect with others. You don't even like yourself. So if you don't like yourself, it's very important that you work on Epic 30. I mean, it's important anyways that become a core value and an activity that you do every day, that you connect and with Father and connect with others. But it goes Father, self, others, Father, self, others. And why do I say that? Because it is part of the connection and communication and willing to be able to express to others as well and express over yourself. I am loved. I am blessed. I am a good man. I'm a good father. I'm a good husband. Are you able to say those things? Do you love yourself? Or how do you see yourself? It's an important thing to recognize, an important thing to understand that the way you see yourself matters. So I just want to encourage each of you to recognize that and know that it's important. Let me see. I think I'm meeting up with one of my clients this morning. We have an appointment, but if he's not available, I will just keep going here. So thanks for standing by for a second, checking in. All right. We'll jump back over here now. All right. So what about you? How do you break the ice with people? How do you have initial contact and initial communication with them? What is it that you do to love people well and just greet them even? In Judaism, Jewish culture, which I love, the greeting is shalom. When you say hello to someone, you say shalom, and that's literally what they believe is you're placing a gift of peace onto someone, that it's like a spirit of blessing and it's a declaration of love and peace. It is peace, but I'm saying like that's the heart behind it, is to give shalom, is to bless someone and to give them peace. They believe that it's good to do it when you greet someone and good to do it when you say goodbye. Shalom. And in my family, it is, we say shalom occasionally. It's funny. I love it. And but I don't have the habit of it like all the time. But when I'm thinking about it, I do say it because I do appreciate that word. And I do believe it is very spiritual to speak the words of shalom, even like the words of peace, that he is the Prince of Peace, like Father is, the Spirit is. And Father, Spirit, and Son. Like, if you think of that, like to say shalom is to declare peace over someone. So I love it. But our family, what we do when we get coming and going is I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Like, we cannot say it enough. I love saying it. I love saying it, declaring it over my daughter. Oftentimes she comes home from school or comes from home from an activity here, and I'm in on a call, or I'm in here on a like doing a call like this or on a live, she'll come in and I will pause and I'll give her a hug and tell you I love you. Because again, I've asked her, when you come and when you go from being around me, can you say goodbye? Can you say I love you? And I'm here to tell you, like, that's a powerful thing to create in your family, to always say I love you, to always be willing to give love and affection, a kiss, a hug. And this is not doomsday. This is just recognizing to cherish every moment. You do not know if that's the last time you will see them. And I will tell you, like, that was a thing that I recognized. I'm so grateful that Phil, as in Phil and Marlise, Phil and Marlise live here on the ranch with us. We built them a home. They're Chantel's parents, and we built them a home here. They moved here from California, and I will tell you that Phil, when he passed away, I was so grateful that the night before we had dinner with him. We played games with him. It was actually Shabbat dinner, the Friday night. We played games. We even watched Mateo, our son's rugby game. He was on TV playing professional rugby, and we all sat and watched it together. As a family, we spent good quality time with him. So it was super powerful to have that experience with him and have no regrets of like, well, I didn't get to see him. I didn't spend any time with him. No, we were very purposeful to spend time with him. And he is amazing. Like, he would come and just expressing even how he would come to our home every day, and he would check in on us, and he would take out our trash for us. He was very productive. He was always looking for things to take off our hands, taking out trash, taking out recycling. He would water and feed the chickens and the animals for us. Like, that, he was very productive. And so he'd come into the house in the morning while we're all hanging out, Hazel and Chantel and I, and doing our Epic 30 together. And he'd come in, we would always get up and give him a hug. Tell him, I love you, Dad. Good to see you. Like, we made it a habit to do that. Every time people come and go, we do our best to do that. Even at work, I will do that. Like, with people that come in, clients, if they're huggers that we've gotten to know, or even team members as they come into the office and in the mornings saying, hello, good morning. God bless you. Good to see you. Glad you're here. Thanks for being here. We try to set the precedence and the tone for the day with our love and affection and connection and thank you. Does that make sense? Like, this is super important. In this world we live in, it's unfortunate that people are just like closed and in themselves and don't touch me, don't talk to me. Or you're raised in a culture that doesn't let you have a voice, doesn't even have love and affection, doesn't have quality time where they teach you to make good eye contact, to smile. So then we have to train that, teach that. And you've got what it takes. You've got what it takes to not only teach it to yourself, but to others and be an example for others. Why am I on this so much? Because we were talking about planning date night, right? And what that looks like, creative dates, and what you can do on the dates. Yes. But I realize it's so important for us to circle back around and to be purposeful to connect with people. I teach people how to form, which is the acronym Family, Occupation, Recreation message. And the message is, how can I give to you? How can I bless you? How can I serve you well? Right? That's the servant heart in me, but it's also what I believe is great leadership to serve others and give to others. But it's interesting because I teach people to do this and listen for the strengths, interests, goals, and needs so that you can honor someone and speak life over them in the future, but also so you can get to know them. And so your message can be, how can I give? Well, if I know their strengths and what they're good at, I could connect them with the others that could use their services or would like to connect with them. If I know their interests, then I may be able to connect them with someone else that has same interest. If I know their goals, maybe I can help them reach those goals and dreams. If I know their needs and where where things they need in their life that's not being fulfilled, maybe I could be a blessing for them in that way, or connect them with someone that could. Do you follow me? Like, that's the heart of giving and loving and being supportive of others and being proactive with others, not reactive, proactive. But then we go back to the basics. I know it's super important. Do you even smile? Do you even say, hello, my name's Carlos? Do you even tell people your name? And you're thinking you're shy. You're thinking, well, it's because, I just don't feel comfortable doing that. Man, if I had a penny for every time someone said that, a penny, I'm not kidding you, I would be $1 million. I've heard that so many times over the years. I just don't feel comfortable. Oh my gosh. Please know that just because you don't feel comfortable doesn't mean it's wrong. Just because you don't feel comfortable doesn't mean that, oh, God doesn't want me to do it. Otherwise, he would give me peace and comfort. That's not true. It's not true at all. Cheers. Are you still here? Hi, are you still here? If you're watching the replay, now's a good time to say replay. Now's a good time to say live and let me know, hey, I am here. I'm still with you. Comments are great, by the way, as long as they pertain to what I'm saying. Like, somebody said, you look Scandinavian. It's like, um, and do you want me to respond to that? So fascinating. Bless you. Um, but yes, relationships, they start with hello. They start with initial connection and communication. And then they also they continue and they develop and they become an actual relationship through what? Progression, progression, progression. And like I was describing yesterday and sharing with all you yesterday, progression is communication, reaching out. And even if you're too busy or they're too busy, can you just say hello? Can you just say, I was thinking about you today? Can you message someone that's a friend of yours that you'd like to continue to develop and build the relationship and say, thank you for who you are, and give them a compliment about their strengths? We do these GWs and we practice those, but it's also for connection and communication with others to say, hey, I'm grateful for you. I am. Working out at the same time. That's cool, Jesse. I didn't realize that. So you can't always comment easily. Thanks for being here, buddy. Radical Connections podcast. I love it, buddy. They are amazing. Radical connection experts. Um, and we are blessed to have them in our life and in our relationships and working with our clients, and we work with their clients. Jesse and Adina Kaufman, Radical Connection Experts. You definitely, if you're single, wanting to develop your relationship skills, it's a great couple to connect to. Single to married is their school group on The school platform, SKOOL, and it's single to married. Powerful group. They'll get you there. It's very purposeful, right? You go there if you're single and you want to get married. They're going to teach you the skills and even help to match you up. We have a matchmaking formula there that will help match you up with Mr. Right or Mrs. Right. So, yes, Mrs. Right for you men, since it's the men's edition, and Mr. Right for you women that are watching the replay. Thanks, Jesse. I need to do some workout. See, I should be doing this call on a treadmill. That'd be awesome. Really. I got to figure out the exercise thing. We got that 5K next week. Goodness gracious, next weekend. I'm going to do it anyways. I committed to it. I'm doing it as a community and super excited for that. What about you? What are you doing to develop your relationships and progress? So, those of you that are watching the replay or watching this live, are you progressing in your relationships? It's a question. And how? I had those cards yesterday, right? And we'll probably do them again today. I'll do it again with Chantel. It's fun to see it, right? But in your date nights and things, do you have adventures? Do you have something that's creative? If you're not very creative, you can get one of these. I got it because I am creative and we've done lots of different dates, but man, cool to try somebody else's ideas and creative adventure bucket list for Georgia. Get it for your state. Be willing to travel and do cool adventures in your state and get to see your state wherever you live. Those are creative date nights, right? Planning out your date night and what that looks like to create a plan and how do we do it and develop it. And what does it look like? Last weekend, I did it with you. And now this weekend, I've just transitioned the plan from last weekend to this weekend. But progress matters, man. If you're trying to connect and communicate with someone and build a relationship, it should be progressing, meaning there should be things that you're doing to advance and progress that relationship, even in friendship. So I spoke about yesterday, and I was grateful that Dustin and Samantha were commenting. Thank you. Huge blessing. And maybe they're watching today, maybe they're not. Hopefully they are. If you are, just even say, hey, I'm here. A little plug, a little comment, live or replay. It matters, by the way. When you do comment, even just hello or thanks, Carlos, for doing this, like your little comments boost up the algorithms, and all of a sudden, like YouTube and Facebook show it to more people because they're like, oh, somebody's interacting, somebody's interested. It's called algorithm. So then boom, boom, it shows more people. And then the more comments, it shows more people. And so then it works to get our message out. When you subscribe or you follow our page on Facebook or my personal page on Facebook, or if you subscribe, as we often ask, because we have to ask you to do it and remind you to do it on our YouTube channel, when you subscribe and you hit the notification bell, it shows it more, it makes our channel more popular. And it's so interesting. The community that we serve, we have served and worked with thousands and thousands of previously Amish, if you would, about the buggy Amish or conservative Amish, but the Amish culture. And it is fascinating to me how many of them don't want you to know they're following you. But yet, all the time, people tell me, oh, I saw your video. I'm like, you did? I had no clue. You never commented. You never said you were watching. You never said hello. And so, again, it's really interesting how even on that, they want to just be in the shadows. They don't want to comment. They don't want to communicate even there on social media. They'll just watch you. I know thousands of people are watching us. Seriously, we can see like in the different, because it tells us who's plugs in or how many plug in. Doesn't tell us who. The only way we find out who is by you commenting, and then we're like, okay, cool, they showed up, they were there. But the point being, it's like with Dustin and Samantha, had we not had even another meetup in person and connection, I wouldn't actually then know them better and know more about them, right? We had that initial connection, and then we started texting, got each other's numbers, we got each other's Facebook pages, right? And now communicating with each other. And like I said, I was telling Chantel, of course I want Dustin and his company to do the tree job that we have. we could do it, but again, we're working on. We have Nesbitt Repair, and yeah, we come across jobs all the time, things like that. But it's okay that we're doing electrical and plumbing and handyman stuff. And yes, it could qualify for handyman stuff. But hey, I've got Dustin, who's an expert and amazing at this, and this is what he does all the time. I can bless him with that job, and guess what? Building a relationship and a connection, I can trust that he's going to do right by our company. And guess what? I'm going to refer him and I'm going to tell others about him that he does tree work and land clearing. And so again, and has the equipment, has the insurance, is professional businessman, and knowing him as a friend now in relationship, I'm going to endorse him and tell others about him. Well, that's giving to each other. That's connecting and blessing each other. So it is very fascinating to develop and build relationships in that way, and how that's progression, more connections. We're supposed to meet for lunch sometime this week or next week, because they want to show us a particular restaurant in Madison that they loved and is great for sandwiches. And so it's like, yes, let's do it. And so we'll have to be proactive of communicating with each other and setting that up to go to lunch. But see how there's progress? Progress means that you're proactive. To progress in something, you're proactive, and you're hanging out more. I've often said, if you want to see someone's, let's see, how do I say it? You want to see someone's standards, ask them what their standing appointments are. Interesting, right? Or even if they have standing appointments. Like, standing appointments are appointments that you have regularly, which is my appointment with my family, my appointments and connections with clients, my appointments and connections with friends, my appointments and connections with my mom, my brother-in-law, my sister-in-law, my wife, my daughter, my those that are close to me, like my loved ones, right? Like, standing appointments are what show your standards or what's important to you. Your standing appointment would be going to work every day. I go to work from 8 to 5, like at a company. Like, that's a standing appointment. I have today Q&A with our community on our school platform, Epic Your Life. That's a standard that I love and want to bless my community and keep connecting with them, talking to them. So I love it when people jump on here and make comments. There you go. How do you have a phone? I'm not Amish. We're called the Amish Matchmakers. It doesn't mean we're Amish. But that gets asked every day. But that's fine. That's cool. I love the comments. Thank you. Our Amish people, people just get on here and assume we are Amish matchmakers. We dressed Amish for fun, but we're not Amish at all. I don't speak Dutch. I don't have any Amish descendants or in my blood in any way. My wife's German, which is close to Dutch. She's full-blooded German, but she's not Amish. So, anyways, there you go. But we have helped over 30 couples in the last 5 years to come together, matching them up, mentoring them, and they got engaged and got married. So that's why we have gotten the reputation, and 80% of them or more were Amish or Amish culture, Anabaptist, Mennonite. They all come from Anabaptist. All right. Well, is this helpful? Is this beneficial? I'm super glad that you're here and hanging out with me. Thank you. And I hope that you will progress your relationships. I hope that you will have new relationships and continue to develop them. So, all right. So we're going to hang out some more, but I want to see your comments, or I don't need to stay here, but is this helpful? I mean, I'm kind of bringing it to a close because I thought I had a client that was messaging me, thought we were going to meet up, but they had some things come up, so I can stay here and I can talk to you and work with you on relationships and what does progression look like in a relationship. What does progression look like now that you're engaged, now you're married, get through the honeymoon phase, as everyone says. But for me, I love to have a honeymoon marriage. How is it then to progress and work together as a couple? Is that even possible? It is possible. We work with our clients to do this. And we believe it's very valuable and very important to do this because it shows the progression in your relationship. Um, Funny thing is, I love working with my wife. I love flirting with her. She does hold me to it and refine me even at work, and I love her. She's awesome. But one of the comments I made yesterday, and the team thought it was hilarious, is I said, the best part about working with your wife and having a business with your wife is that you get to have makeout sessions on your break. I thought it was funny, and they did too. Because we have a couple of young guys that work with us that don't even have a girlfriend. So it's like, hey, this is your future. This is what you get to look forward to. And so we definitely endorse and encourage people to work together, husband and wife. And I'm super blessed and grateful that we are currently now working um, with Chad and Jordan. They are working and helping to develop and helping to run Nesbitt Repair, excuse me, not repairs, no S in it. Nesbitt Repair, and where we do plumbing, electrical, and handyman services, home repair services. And so it's interesting how we're in that industry and how we do those things. And we what was I going to say? So now we've encouraged talking to Chad and then meeting Jordan, his wife, and then she was interested in coming to work for us as well. And so it's like, yes, let's do this. Now we are all about family first. They have 5 beautiful children, and we're like, yes, make sure that those kids are taken care of. So she's making sure of that. Chad's early to the office, and we're grooming them and raising them up as leadership, and we call them the core of the team because they're the ones doing the scheduling and phone calls and connection with clients, and they're kind of the core, and then assigning projects and jobs and things. So again, it is very vital to have them on board. But what I'm saying is they're a couple and they're able to work together. Such a rare find, but it is, you attract who you are. And that's what's so powerful, is like getting to know them, working with them, and now connecting with them and building relationship and progressing that relationship is super cool and powerful because we're recognizing and realizing that there are couples out there that is possible. Being able to work together as entrepreneurs, as leaders, and seeing them get in the flow together, it's really cool and fun. And Chantel and I have a lot of fun too. So, and they have a son. Now, how many businesses and companies do you know that you could bring your son to work with you? He's great. He's young. And we love that. I believe in that. I believe in legacy businesses where you're not only developing and building the business, but your children can come and it's a place, safe place for them to be a part of and see mom and dad working and interacting and see the people working together too. It's beneficial and it's a blessing. I know it's rare. I know probably people think we're crazy for allowing that and doing that, but we do. That's what we do. My sons have worked with me over the years. My daughters have worked with me over the years, and we want to develop that where a company is family owned and family operated. Super powerful, super awesome. And I think it's super awesome too that they are a blended family. Super cool. Love that. Gorgeous family. Good morning, Sheila. Thanks for being here, Sheila. Do you have any questions? It's been pretty quiet this morning, and that's okay. I am here to give and speak, as you know, and you do the same, Sheila, every morning, just giving and blessing others. Mine went a little longer today. It's always my target and goal to do 100 minutes a day of communication and giving of content and things here on social media, posts, talks. It's always my target, my goal. So that's what I'm doing. And today, I had a client cancellation this morning, so I'm staying longer. So, do you have any comments or questions, Sheila? I always love your interaction, by the way. Thank you so much. And thank you, Sheila, for your channel. your Facebook page, Live Well with Sheila. Y'all got to go check that out. Live Well with Sheila. She is going to help you to have your best life, get through things that affect your physical body, help you to release toxins, release inflammation, and have a healthy, good, epic flowing body of the lymphatic system. Super cool. She's an expert in that world and she is changing lives. I love working with her. Okay. My daughter loves to help when she can. Yeah, that's so good, Sheila. You are raising up a powerful legacy. All right. How would you look for that when looking at the MVP? How would you look for what for that? I'm not sure what that question means. How would you look for that? Look for what when looking at MVP? What did I say? The comment coming a couple sentences after me. especially if you have different jobs. Oh, I see. You mean doing business together. I was a bit spicy on my video this morning. Good job, Sheila. Okay, so you're saying how would you look for that? Meaning like to be able to have business together. Yeah, so we are currently working with a couple right now. That they are, I figured out if you could work together or have a business together. Yeah. Yes. Okay, good. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for the conversation, Sheila. You're amazing. Okay. So yes, figure out if you could work together or have a business together. Well, it's really interesting. We are working with a couple right now where they are literally in two totally different industries, but how can we make them flow and work together? How can we also get him to complement hers and her to complement his because they both have very amazing different gifts and talents, which it's the same as Chantel and I. We have a lot of similar gifts and talents, but then combined she has a lot of gifts and talents that I don't, and I have a lot of gifts and talents she doesn't. Like we complement each other and build each other up. So it's interesting because I think oftentimes it's like, okay, well, I'm in the health industry and you're in the technology industry. That's not going to work. No, it does work actually. Really, what's most important is your MVP in the sense of what is my mission in life? What do I want to contribute to this planet? How do I love well? Like when I think of missions, like that's the more advanced mission and understanding like how do I contribute to the planet? How do I love well? How do I want to bless the world? Like for Chantel and I, it's all about transformation and connection and teaching people to be um, connectors, activating people in their skills of connection and affection and love. And so that's why it's all about for us relationships, matchmaking, marriage, business, and all of it has to do with connections. Like that's our true mission where we combine. But yet she came from even a world where she was serving and blessing children and youth and working with abused and neglected children, right? And then I was working with in developing businesses and companies and in the consulting world and in helping in that way and developing some of my own companies was very focused on business and development. And so again, it was like, okay, where does that come together or merge? So it's been a beautiful journey of merging those two gifts in the two ways. That's, she's triggers to triumph and I am all about even like when I think about it, really about MVP or systems and processes, even Epic 30 and even triggers to triumph to make it more formal. She was doing this, but our combination is really what made it more formalized in the systems and strategies and processes. Okay. So what's so interesting is it's the beauty and the art of getting in the flow together, getting in synchronicity. Because if you love their heart and love that they're about people and connecting and helping and serving people, like that's beautiful, right? That shows their mission and their heart. And by the way, their mission may be to go to Mars or something like I'm just making something up. And your mission may be, to go to the deepest depths of the ocean. Well, what you see is combination that you both like adventure and exploration, right? So again, it's like understanding where are the common denominators in your missions. And it's okay if there is none. It's okay if you're just good friends and support them in that and not necessarily married. Why do we say that can you be married to someone that doesn't have the same mission? Yes, you can. Can it work? Yes, it can work. 100%, because it's a strategy and a skill. People too much are saying, well, it's a feeling, or it's however, the best flow and synchronicity and the best connection in going is going in the same direction, having the same mission will actually make it a better marriage and better relationships. It definitely will. So, but do you know what your mission is? Do you know what you are, your purpose in life is, and what you want it to be? Because a lot of times people are like, well, I don't know what my purpose is. I want what God wants for me. And it's like, what God wants for you. He wants to give you the desires of your heart. He created you peculiar. He made you a peculiar people. He made you different than everyone else on the planet so that you could choose and move forward towards your dreams and desires, and He'll join you in that. And He wants to bless you in that. But you got to make a decision. You're not a robot that God programmed you to only do what He said you should do. It's like there's no free will in that. That's why that kind of thinking, I used to have it. So, again, I want to help you to get over that, because that's not how God operates and functions. He's a good father who loves you and wants you to be blessed in the process of having the desires of your heart, because your heart is good, because you're connected to Him. You love Him, loving self, loving other. Like that's a powerful flow. So, now back to this. How do I find that? Well, it's first always the MVP that's good, because then you can come into synchronicity in the businesses you do and how you do the business. Like Chantel was never in the service industry of service in like mechanical sense of handyman, construction type stuff. What Chantel was always in was service industry of people and serving, even like a server, a waitress at restaurants and things like that. She had done that for years and years and very, very good at it. Good at communicating, connecting with people, like always loving and blessing people, like amazing, expert. And then we got married and we kept building that skill. And same with myself. Like I've always served people, but in the service industry of like handyman. Like since I was 12 years old, I was doing the mowing of lawns and landscape maintenance and planting trees and helping people with landscaping when I was really young and had that business on the side, right? Before I could even drive, my buddy Daniel drove for us. C&D landscaping, C&D maintenance. No, I think it was C&D maintenance. Anyways, point and be landscaping maintenance. That's what it was. C&D landscaping maintenance. It's a long time ago now. But the point being is that this is what we did. This is what I did. So it's kind of different pathways or different industries, right? But really, the heart and connection was we love serving people. So it made sense and awesome for us. Our missions definitely aligned up, especially when it's like, okay, we're going to do our honeymoon serving the orphans and blessing the orphans and giving to the orphans. So, so I just want to encourage you as you are developing yourself and getting to know others. That's the thing I think as well. Like, um, I've been talking about before you came on. I was talking about how you just greeting people and saying hello and good morning and being able to say connect with people on different levels. And so being able to say hello, good morning, hi, how are you, and meet new people every day, but at least every week to meet new people and potentially develop new relationships and connections. Like that matters. That's what makes you um, better as a person. It makes you better as a business person and connector. So even if you're in different industries, the connection can still happen. You can support each other in it and work together and get in the flow and synchronicity. I promise you, working together in business is going to make that business grow. Working together in business and getting into synchronicity together while you do business is super powerful and beneficial. So thanks for that question, Sheila, because again, I get it. How do you get to know it? Well, you get to know it by connecting with them and then figuring out if your heart missions line up and you're working in that direction, how powerful it can be to support and create connection and love and affection through the process. All right. Well, I got to go join my family and do Epic 30. We'll be back in a little bit to, we'll pull some more cards, Chantel and I. Why not have some fun with connecting and ways that you can develop and progress in your relationship, sometimes it's asking good questions. Those cards we have ask good questions. So blessed by you guys. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the support. This person on YouTube, I see you made a comment. Um, and have a great day, Sheila. Thank you. Um, I just want to address this comment because I see comments and some of them are random. This one, are you serious? I don't know. But it says there they hate God, and that they turned their life to God, and then it just fell all apart to a pit of hell. I understand life can be tough, but I promise you, and I want you to work on if there's possibility to work through trauma and triggers. My wife and I have a training called Triggers to Triumph. It helps you to work through trauma and triggers and things, um, and see if there's a way. If you're truly listening, you truly are looking for answers. See if there's a way to look at God not as God, but as a father, Abba. And I understand that probably your earthly relationship with your father maybe isn't good or wasn't good. Um, and then that's a whole nother thing to work through. But I just wanted to address your comment. And you are serious. Thank you for commenting again. So I bless you. Would you come back and keep plugging in? Would you watch some of our other YouTube videos? If you look up Triggers to Triumph, you'll find the YouTube video as well that my wife and I created. And there's some good content there to for you to work on and address because we want to see you have victory. We want you to have a triumphant life. And we want to help you to feel loved because God is love. And so I want to just bless you in that and to get to know God as a father instead of God that is looking to punish you. He wants to love you and yoke with you and connect with you. And so I bless you and come back every morning at 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're here. Watch our recordings, like and subscribe to our channel. And hopefully we can bring some good content to bless you, help you through this process. And it's not easy, but we want to love you and support you. I love you. I bless you. And I wish you the best. And I speak shalom over you. All right.